Good morning, gang. Happy Wednesday morning. Okay, as much as we all worry about communism or socialism or whatever pretty word they want to paint their fascism with, we need to be more worried about something worse. Complete and total anarchy. That's kind of where we're going. If you've been paying attention lately to see what's going on, we have people that have just totally lost their minds in this country and think the laws don't matter. Now, you could talk about Letitia James and Adam Schiff. Hey, you know what? We'll just commit mortgage fraud, and because we're politicians, we're important people. Laws don't matter to us. You could talk about the lady in the news here the last couple of days who was trespassing in a restaurant, asked to leave for being obnoxious. And when the police came and asked her to leave and she said no, they said, "We're going to arrest you for trespassing." And she's like, "I'm an AG. You can't do anything to me." They arrested her anyway. But those are the people in power who have this inflated ego that think they're untouchable. And I've said many times before that sets a very, very, very dangerous precedent, because then you get these other crackpots who go, well, if the law doesn't apply to them, then it must not apply to me either, right? I don't know what was in the COVID shot, but it sure seems like it was something that killed brain cells, because some of this stuff is just insane about people not being able to think. We've got the whole deportation mission going on all over the country, right? And you have all these illegals protesting, saying that they can't be kicked out. Fine. Congregate makes ICE's job a lot easier. But there was a story yesterday about a woman, a Colombian illegal, who also has a DUI on her record. So, yes, we could call her a criminal at this point, all right, because she does have a conviction other than crossing the border illegally. But this woman, in her Tesla, she's been here for 3 years and can afford a Tesla. Congratulations on how much you paid for. Goes around and makes TikTok videos doxing ICE. This is where ICE is. Stay out of the area. This is the license plate of this guy's car, etc., etc. This is the picture of this guy's face. And she's been making TikTok videos of that. And ICE got her yesterday, pulled her over, dragged her, physically had to drag her out of her car and arrested her. But they're well trained, because the first thing she started screaming when cops had her on the ground, "I can't breathe, I can't breathe," reminiscent of George Floyd, right? Thinking, oh, this'll save your butt. Honey, your day in court is deportation court. That Tesla you had ain't getting sent with you, okay? Sorry, gone. I was telling everybody the story last night about the three teenage boys in Virginia who were in the locker room, in the boys' locker room, when a girl pretending to be a boy came into the locker room, and the boys asked her to leave. I don't care that you identify as a boy, you're not a boy. You will never be a boy. And she didn't. And then eventually alerted school officials and claimed they were harassing her, not letting her be in the boys' bathroom. And so they started doing the investigation on this, and eventually determined that the best course of action was to expel the boys from school and to basically charge them with sexual harassment. meaning they are now on the sex offender, or would be if this ever holds up in court, would be on the sex offenders list for the rest of their lives. And all they did was ask the girl to leave. How do we know that's all they did? Because you'd say it's her word against their word. Oh no. The girl pretending to be a boy was filming all of it, which is illegal to do. It is illegal to take pictures or film in a locker room. And it shows purely that the boys asked her to leave. That was it. But the state of Virginia's idea was, well, the boys weren't in any compromising position, so there's no problem with the film. Except the law says you can't film or take pictures in a locker room. So the one who committed the crime, the girl pretending to be a boy, gets off scot-free. The boys who were defending their human rights of privacy in a locker room are expelled and potentially tagged as criminals for the rest of their lives, which at this young age may affect where they go to college, could affect getting a job, etc., etc., etc. So this psychopath, psych patient, could have destroyed 3 boys' lives. Except the one that belongs in the mental hospital is the girl pretending to be a guy. Bizarro world. This is what we live in, where right is wrong and wrong is right, where it's okay to attack the police, where it's okay to rob stores. Hey, no problem. If it's under $1,000, we won't even charge you. Remember all that? Okay. Who's going to pay for it? Oh, don't worry. The store's got plenty of money, is the thought. Sorry, nobody's got plenty of money. Well, not anybody in my social circles, at least. Okay. Maybe you could say Elon Musk or Jeff Bezos does, but nobody I know. This is the battle we're in. This is the stuff we have to prep for, to fight against, etc., etc. And we're getting somewhere, but not fast enough. The prosecutions aren't good enough. The judges, the activist judges, the lazy prosecutors, the overwhelming desire to settle cases or to reduce charges is ridiculous. There was a story yesterday about some kid who killed their father in an argument. Okay? They got community service for murder. Now, granted, it wasn't first-degree murder. You killed somebody. You need to be in jail for a long time. And they could say whatever they want. Oh, it was self-defense. In an argument, it takes 2 to argue, not self-defense. In a situation like that, you can walk away. Right? We have responsibilities for our actions. This is what people fail to realize. I have a right to free speech. Yes, you do. You also have a right to face the consequences for exercising your free speech. That's the part people forget. Like I said, too much of this killed too much of this. Because running around thinking, oh, doxing cops, that's a good idea. And, everybody's just going to laugh. You're going to get rich off of it. Obviously buying a Tesla, okay? As an illegal, mocking the entire system. No. You'll have your day. And you did, okay? The Virginia case, there'll be lawsuits. Guaranteed, okay? And the boys will win every one of them. And I hope to God, besides screwing the taxpayers by suing the school board, I hope they sue the family of this girl pretending to be a boy. Okay. She needs to be in jail, too. You look at the story of the truck driver who was refused a CDL in Florida, so he went to California instead and got his CDL license and killed 3 people making some sort of crazy attempted U-turn on the highway. And when they checked his test scores, he couldn't read any road signs because he didn't speak any English. You wonder why he was making a U-turn. He missed his exit because he doesn't know what EXIT spells. Okay. We need to have more people listen to Sarah Huckabee Sanders in Arkansas and say, you can't speak English, you don't get a driver's license. We're not putting press 1 for English, press 2 for Spanish on road signs and start publishing stop in 52 different languages just so we can satisfy all the people that should not be here in the first place. This is a real simple test, and believe it or not, on the naturalization test, you have to take it. To be a naturalized citizen, you have to have comprehension of English. How do I know this? Mrs. P had to prove it, okay? But this is the problem. If you're not a naturalized citizen, if you're an illegal, you don't care. And we have too many of these moronic states that are like, oh, you're an illegal? No problem. Let us kiss your ass. Look at Michelle Wu in Boston. She's openly calling for sedition. She's openly calling for a revolution. I got a great idea, Michelle. Let's send you back to your ancestral country because you don't belong here. Okay? You do not have any American values in you whatsoever. And how the massholes sat there and elected you as mayor, I have no flipping clue, because you are as corrupt and criminal as Letitia James and Adam Schiff. Okay? You need to go too. We need to support the cleanup, the draining of the swamp. We need to help if we can. Okay? And I'm not saying go capture illegals yourself. You know somebody that's an illegal? You see them? You see an illegal somewhere? Call the cops. Call ICE. Call the number. Hey, I'm standing here in Home Depot and there's 4 guys outside that are illegals. Come get them. We need to clean house of these people. We need to get rid of the Letitia James and the Adam Schiffs and the Elvin Braggs and all these people of the world. We need a lot more prisons and a lot more orange jumpsuits. And once we get that, maybe we can go back to being a first world nation and a civilized country. Pinball out.